Hey, welcome or welcome back. Today I'm taking my old art and doing a redraw of it. Alright, so there's some goals that I have for this drawing. So I kind of want these wispy pieces, kind of like how this drawing has. And then I also want the rendering from this piece. So if I can get some kind of mix of the two, that would be great. That'd be exactly what I'm looking for. And then for the old drawing was created back in 2019 and at the time this drawing looked amazing to me, but there's like a lot of anatomical issues with it. The nose, the eyes, the jawline extends to the back of the head, the ears too small and in the wrong spot, and the neck is like, you see it. Definitely not one of my worst drawings though, but I'm gonna be using the same color scheme just in a slightly different way. For the pose, I'm kind of just going for this pose where the head is resting on the hand. It's kind of similar to the one that my OC Deja has, but I switch it up a little bit later on. Now we're starting the sketch. With this drawing, I kind of struggled with figuring out what I actually wanted to do and what I wanted to change with this drawing. So that's kind of why I put the goals in the beginning, just to give myself like a foundation, but I still did tweak and change a lot of things as I drew this. You know, for this pose that I'm drawing, I'm not really used to drawing heads at this tilted angle, so I'm definitely still in practice, and I'd say this whole drawing kind of started off pretty rough, at least with the first sketch that I do, and then as things go on, I fix things and make everything look a lot nicer and neater. I think everything started off pretty rough because I hadn't drawn for a week. So the first hand, for example, again, was really challenging for me. And everything ended up working out as I got more into the drawing. Honestly, I'd say a good warm-up before I started this drawing would have been great. Not gonna lie. But currently, I'm drawing the mouth and just kind of making little indications of where the facial features will go, and then I'll go ahead and figure out how I want things to actually look. See, I'm fixing the hands a bit, just trying to erase some things and redraw some things. That's pretty much what a lot of this is until I get the sketch looking how I would like. As for the original drawing, I drew that pretty early on when I first started digital art, and this art piece was one of my favorite drawings. I remember feeling really proud while I was drawing it and also after I finished it. And if I remember correctly, this drawing was around the time where I first got hairbrushes for Procreate, and I was so happy with how the hair turned out, and I felt like that was the first time I had used them successfully back then. But back to the drawing, I'm drawing in the eyes now. And for this hairstyle, I was gonna go for something that was a little bit more on the shorter side, like the original picture, but I ended up changing it to something that is longer. I feel like it suited the drawing a lot better in the end. Here I am working on this hand again. I do end up adding in a second hand. That one was a lot easier to draw, but this is the finished hand right here. I'm really happy and relieved with how it turned out. But here I am drawing the hair and getting down a general shape for the hair. I kind of went with these curtain bang pieces in the front. I still wanted to kind of show some similarities between the newer drawing and the older drawing. And honestly, there's not that many similarities, I'd say, because I really wanted to kind of just completely change the drawing. I kept like the same earrings and the same hair color and the same eye color, but yeah. This is my first time redrawing one of my early digital art drawings, and I was kind of scared for the outcome. But in the future, I hope to do more of these because they kind of help you see your own progress with your art and also help you keep on track with your goals, which is something that I really appreciate, that really helps me see where I want to go with things. And honestly, I feel like my art style has developed so much faster since I started this channel and everything because of the consistency. And I realized after I did that Kyrie drawing, I really noticed that there are some things that I don't want in my art style, and I'm happy to be finally seeing that decisiveness for my art style. And as I draw more things, everything becomes more and more clear. As you can see, I've drawn in the second hand, which was a lot easier, and that may be because I used my own hand as a reference. And that's a good tip too. If you can't find the picture that you need, you can take a picture for yourself, of yourself. But here I'm outlining the sketch. The sketch is pretty much the final version of itself. So I'm just outlining it to add in the skin color. I found myself using the lasso tool or the selection tool a lot in this drawing, and I really like how clean it made some of the areas of the drawing, but I still do like the sketchy look of my sketch. So there's something else that I kind of want to talk about in this video that I kind of spoke about in one of my other videos, and it's kind of like I want my drawings to continue to be unique. And looking at this expression and the pose, I'm not that great at expressions, but I feel like I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone from all the other blank faces that I have consistently made in the past, and honestly the present too. I'm just not doing it as much, which I'm happy about, but I feel that once I become more expressive with the characters and the faces that I draw, then my art will start to become more, I guess, emotionally relatable. And that's definitely one of the big goals that I'm trying to work towards. I feel like I'm always trying to improve my art and set goals, which I think is a good thing, but there always has to be a balance. You know, you can't always expect to improve every time you try something. As for poses, I feel like I'm getting a lot better at poses. I'm definitely actively working on poses more versus expressions, but I'm trying to take one thing at a time. But yeah, once I have the combination of the poses and the expressions, honestly, I think I will feel a lot more free and kind of fulfilled after learning those things, just because I can creatively express myself even more. So the sooner that I can get on these studies and kind of get where I want to be, I think I'll just be more fulfilled. But at the same time, I think I'm being a little bit impatient. And I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm running out of time for some reason. And I don't know if I'm the only one that feels like that, but sometimes I have to like tell myself to like slow down because I want to do this and I want to do that. And yeah, it's partially impatience, I think, too. But yeah, let me get back to this drawing. So we're pretty deep into this drawing now, and I'm just doing some rendering around the face and trying to, I guess, just bring everything to life, you know, the usual. And I really liked how the rendering was going. And this is where I noticed I made the same mistake that I've made in the past. So I sometimes make this mistake of making the eyes really high up, and so I just used the liquify tool to kind of, I guess, smush her face down, and that gave me the kind of look that I was going for. And then I added in a t-shirt here, and I'm kind of just cleaning it up and just going around the drawing and trying to see what it looks like as a whole, and then just making little minor improvements. I made the shirt a two-tone shirt, and then I added in some blue to the hair, some shadows around the hair, and yeah. So the red background, I'm not really sure if I really like that, so I switch between the red and the white a lot. And then here I'm kind of showing that I have some like little tattoos that I gave her just from some lily stamps that I made. I just wanted to kind of give her more of a edgy look, I guess you could say. And the aesthetic is definitely completely different from the original drawing. But this is how everything turned out. I really love it. I think I like the white background more, like I said. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. This is the before and the after.